Alright. So, hello everybody. This is the next installment, lesson 2 of the month. It's going by pretty quick. It's already the 6th today of August. We're going to be covering the running man today. Another fundamental of the Melbourne Shuffle. A lot of the origins of the running man, and I'm starting to find out a lot more of this myself, come from, well, first of all, it came from hip hop. But as far as that, like history wise, a lot of the dances like Running Man, well, it's not really a dance, but it depends on the context, but very, very earthy type of, stomping. A lot of that they do over in like Africa. So I've been reading some things that Running Man has origins that come from Africa. So I thought that was pretty interesting. So I figured I would share that. But still doing more research on it to see where the true origins of the Running Man came from. It's like a lot of this is like shrouded in mystery. So when I know, I will let you know more about that. But as far as what you need to know right now, the Running Man itself comes from the hip hop dance. It was used by people like MC Hammer. Some of these I had to look up too, just to confirm, like Janet Jackson, Vanilla Ice, Britney Spears. It became part of the Melbourne Shuffle in the late 1990s and like early 2000s. And also, if any of you have read the history yet on the website or watched, well, it wouldn't be in the documentaries, but more on the history part, like the text, the script. This dance also evolved from clogging. So there's another, there's some more like origins for you there, clogging, with the wooden shoes. So pretty crazy actually when you think about it. But so we're gonna get right into it. I know a lot of you that are watching this or that will be watching this are new, so we're starting from scratch, okay? Because there is a lot of things that you might not know. So I'm gonna demo this starting out. So the Running Man from hip hop, we're gonna break it down. Originally is 2 hops, okay? We can exaggerate it, and I'll show you how, into slides. You can hop with it or you can slide with it. But again, this is a supplementary move. The Melbourne Shuffle was originally Tsteps, okay? But the Running Man goes hand in hand with the Melbourne Shuffle, and it's become like one of the primary moves to it, But, okay, so what you want to do, I'm going to face sideways for you. Shoes also, before I do this, you want to have nice flat shoes for the Running Man. No grip, is preferred. Like you don't want like those, what do you call them, like those soft-toed like Nike like running shoes and stuff like that. Not that you can't do it, but when you're doing the Tstep and when you're doing the Running Man, you want to have like a nice tennis shoe, So like some like Adidas or like Vans or anything, like a basic like tennis shoe. So you don't want much grip on the bottom because it's gonna be a lot easier to transition, and when you come down, and you'll understand why when you try yourself and when you get more into this. But so just quick note on shoes. So the Running Man is 2 hops, okay? So here's what it looks like from hip hop dance. But so it's 1, 2, okay? It's 2 hops. You hop up and you slide, or you hop back. So again, and you can start in this neutral position, I'll face you once, and then I'll face the camera, or face sideways again. So you're gonna come up, so 1, 2, okay? I'm gonna turn this way because it's easier to see. Scoot a little closer because I have room to play with here. So again, oh, then you can't see me. There we go, okay. There's my white shoes. Okay, so hop up, 1, and you hop back, 2. That hop back is that leg hopping back, and the front leg obviously is going to come down in front. You don't want to get too far like this. Like, not that that's wrong, but that's a whole different type of running man. Just more, it's like a deep lunge running man. For right now, I just want you to get the basic of it. You don't have to go, you don't have to spread your stride that far. Just come down about shoulder width, so like about right there is good, okay? All right. And then you just, you come back up on the other side. So I'll start over. So hop up, you know, not a crazy hop, just a slight 1, 2, okay? And every time, remember, every time we bring our knee up too, that's your and or your UTP. So it's gonna be and, okay? 1 and 2. If you're just standing here flat or just standing here in neutral position, you're at like 0, you know? So you could say 0, you could say, you know, 0 and, okay, you're hopping 0 and 1 and 2, okay? And 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, okay? So see if you can do a whole 8 count with it. I'm gonna face this way. Again, so you're gonna hop up on whichever leg. For me, it's gonna be my left right now. So hop up, 1, get your balance, and then you're simply gonna put this foot down, and this other foot is gonna hop back. Okay. So 1, 2, like that. All right. Come back up on the other side now, on the right side. You can kind of like prep yourself, so 1, hop back again, 2. If you need to just practice with one side, just practice like this. Go 1, 2, and then stop and reset. Hop up again, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's how I break it down for people that don't make the connection. So train one side first. If you're having trouble trying to do this, trying to do both sides. And then when you're comfortable with both sides, try and add them in. So again, hop up, so 1, or we'll start at a little 0, you know, so and 1, and 2, and 3, and you notice my posture is like straight up. Your knees are going to be 45 degrees, like right here, or a 90. I like having a 90 degree because it makes it look more, more like powerful. Okay, so the higher your knee, the more power you're going to get, the more powerful looking you're going to look. Okay, like this. And then versus down here. Okay, so pretty basic. You can obviously tell it's chill. You have a chill, relaxed running man versus a more powerful looking running man when you're up here. Okay, so that is just to demo the running man. Okay, if you have any trouble, just reach out and I can help you. Yeah, good. So again, with your posture, make sure you're standing straight up. A lot of people in the beginning will like hunch over. You don't want to hunch over. A lot of people will bob their head. A lot of people Or not a lot of people, but people will sometimes tend to curl their fingers or their wrist, or their arm will be up here, and it'll be kind of awkward looking. So try and correct your posture over time to straight. Let your arms hang for right now. Okay. So I've showed you the hops. You know, I want to also talk about. You can also slide with it. So here's the hops. And you can hear my feet. You know. Okay. So I want you to slide with it now, like this. See how it's more quiet? So you can slide with it, and you can hop with it. 1 minute, I have a intruder. Just walk around the left side if you don't mind. Alright. We got B&B guests staying here now, so it's like, wee. Yeah. Okay, so again, as I was saying, you can hop. You have two options. You can hop with the Running Man, or you can slide with it. Okay, and I want you guys to play with it to see what you like, what fits you best. So, and obviously, if you can't already tell, hopping with it is going to be more powerful. Sliding with it is going to be more like smooth. Okay, so like versus, you see how different it makes you look, and makes conserves your energy a little bit too. So okay, so again, talk about posture. You know, you want your feet can either be side by side. So when you're starting out, I'll get it a little closer here for you. Your feet can be side by side, or you could be starting in a stride position like this. So it's up to you, really. You can do whatever you want. So you can start like this, right? Get up into that hop. You know, or you can start feet side by side, doesn't matter. So again, hop up. And with your arms, you can let them hang. There's many things you can do with your arms, but for now, for basics, let them hang. Or you can alternate them. Remember, when you're on a track, if you're running, you want to connect your opposite arm, opposite leg. If you do same arm, same leg, it's going to be awkward, and you'll know what I'm talking about if you try it. So you can kind of test it out for yourself, and you'll see what I mean. Let's see here. So again, before I move on to some more things, this is your neutral position, okay? When I hop up like this, that's your neutral, the middle is the neutral position. And when you come down, so you have like 3 points. You have, front stride, the neutral position, and then you have like the back stride part, okay? But it is, for this specific type of Running Man, it's 2 hops, okay? If you start to get into the slides, sometimes you might count 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, kind of like this, like. You might count like 1, 2, 3. Okay, watch. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I don't want you to get confused, but I just want to show you that when you change it from a hop to a slide, it is a little bit different. Because, this, as far as I know, I'm concerned, the Running Man is also in hip hop. And well, when it was added to the Running Man, you know, when it used to be the arms out like this, you know, it came with the hop. And it was also like this with the shoulders. But it's the Melbourne Shufflers that sauced it up a bit. And when I say sauce, I mean adding a slide and making it more smooth. Like this. Okay. So, just know that when you go teach someone on your own, or from now on if you're showing anybody the Running Man, just know that there's a couple different ways to do this specific Running Man. Not talking about Malaysian Running Man or Polly Pocket. Not talking about, you know, what do you call it? Not talking about Brazilian Running Man or any of those other Running Man. I'm only talking about Melbourne Running Man right now, okay? You come up flat and you come down flat, okay? Whether you come up flat and come down flat, it's not going to change anything. You're either still going to hop or you're going to slide with it. Okay? Sometimes you might lean over a little bit, but as a beginner, I remember like hunching way over, or sometimes like it'll be a little awkward. It's going to take a while to get there. With these tips and tricks that I'm giving you, you will be able to excel in no time. But just remember, Melbourne Running Man, straight posture, come up flat, you know, flat foot. Sometimes I see people come up with a foot like this. Not that it's necessarily wrong, but you will see how it changes your style. It takes more time to come up like this and then correct the foot. It's called a dorsiflex. You can look it up. It's an actual term used in running, like like runners, you know, on a track. It's called a dorsiflex. When you bring your foot up and you flex it. So you want to every time you come up, your foot should be flat already, or at least a little bit of an angle. Doing that is going to help also drive the knee up. Okay. Like I was saying, it's going to help drive the knee up when you do that dorsiflex like this. Okay, so I know other people that do a different style where they bring their foot up. They'll like it's kind of like a flag formation. They kind of just let the foot hang. And it's kind of like not a lazy Running Man, but it's just a lower 45-degree angle. And that's fine. But just know, if you want more power, you want that Melbourne look, you need to do that dorsiflex with your foot, or just, if you don't like that term and you can't remember it, just make sure you come up flat and land flat. If you want more power, more higher knee, okay? I'm not talking about Cali style. I forgot a style. Cali style, the knees are like way up here. Don't worry about that right now. I don't even teach that. I can do it, but I don't teach it. It's a whole different other ball game. But just know, if you want higher knees, you got to put more power, more effort. Instead of down here, you got to work on bringing your knees up over time, and those ligaments, those muscles, get used to it over time, and eventually your knee gets a little higher so that you can then do a more powerful Running Man over time. You know, this is an athletic sport. I mean, it's a dance, but you know, it's definitely athletic. So just know that this takes time. You know, each one of these elements of this dance that I'm teaching you, like I've spent many practice and flow sessions and hours of my own time drilling it and trying to figure out, like, why am I not looking smooth, or why am I looking, you know? And that comes with recording yourself, going to the gym and practicing at dance studios, looking in the mirror, and really dialing in and getting in the shuffle lab. The mentality of the shuffle lab is, actually practicing. Not just like flowing, but practicing your moves and the way you look and correcting the little flaws and deficiencies in your style. If you want to take it that serious, if you're watching this right now, that's why you're watching this, because you want to level up, You want to either take this, you want to be a professional dancer, or you want to take this to the next level, and you want to look clean, you want to look smooth, so, which is why I'm here. So, where did I leave off? Just that neutral position, okay, again, this is a big demo because if you're new and you're watching this, I need you to really get this. So, again, you can be in your neutral position, hop up, and 1, hop up on the other leg, and 2, hop up on this leg again, and 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, and 10. Okay? So, that is that for the demo. Now, we're going to go into the length of your running man. Remember how I did this earlier? Okay, so whatever works for you. It is a myth. I hear this all the time. It's a myth that shorter or taller people have a better running man or can achieve it. I am that proof. I'm 5'11 and a half. I can have a nice short running man. I can have a nice short running man with high knees. A nice short running man with low knees, height, I can have a big running man with a bigger stride, or I can have a bigger stride and like more stretched out and lower. I'll show you all these. Okay, so I've learned pretty much all the styles out there. Like I said, I can keep them as high. I can get my knees as high as I want, or I can stay at like a 45 degree or lower. Melbourne Shuffle is around 45, like a 45 degree angle. So coming up with that flat foot still, about right here, okay? You don't need to worry about getting 90 degree angle right now or higher. Don't worry about that. If your running man isn't where it needs to be, work on the basics and drilling it, and over time you will get your knees higher and higher if that's what you want, that is. You don't got to do anything you don't want to do, but technically this is a hard dance, although there are origins that I found out recently that it was a lot of people would shuffle to like acid house. And if you listen to acid house, that's very like, well, you know what house music is, and you know what acid music or acid house. It's very like chill and it's very vibey, and it allows you to just do a nice, simple, chill, like 45 degree angle running man. Okay, so that being said, don't be too hard on yourself. Okay. So again, you can have your front leg come out farther and sink down into it, or you can have a high running man and have a short neutral stance with the back leg. So the front leg out farther, here's what that looks like. Well, that's more like back, but see how my front leg is a little bit more out than usual versus right here? See how the foot comes, you come up and out, up and out, like that. Okay? So, you can can also have it farther in the back, so watch. So you see how I sink down on my knee, kind of like a lunge, and then this leg goes back? Okay, so you have what I like to call 3 types of strides. You can have the short, neutral in the middle, where it's like this, or like the regular running man. You can have the one in the front where you have a more farther stride, like this. Where it's a little bit in the front. And then you can have a farther running man in the back again. And it's going to be a little bit more of a lunge, like, you know, deeper. See that deep extension? So, it's up to you. You control the power, you control how high your knee comes, you control the stride, okay? So play with it, watch yourself back, and work towards getting that perfect angle, or those perfect, you know, angles. And you'll see what I mean. But now that you know this in your head, you know, keep all this in mind, and when you're practicing, you know, practice while you're watching this video back and forth. Eventually you'll kind of see, maybe you like a deeper running man, or maybe you like a chill, you know, running man just side by side, or not side by side, like the middle one where you're just more like chill. Oh, and the one that I forgot to show you is where you can have high knees like this. But you see, you ain't going anywhere. Your stride is not going anywhere. So you have like middle, you know, far in the front, like far stretch or stride in front, and a far stride in the back. Okay. So play with that and see how it changes you, because you'll find out a lot. And you know, different music, different sounds, you know, different like hymns, they're called, HYM. All different kinds of melodies and rhythms will make you do different things. Sometimes you'll have like a slower song, a much slower song of like house music, or like 120, 125. You could have a much farther running man, a much wider or more bigger stride. You know, versus say a fast song like trance or hardstyle, that's like 155, 160 plus beats a minute. So you're going to be T-stepping. It's going to be a lot of T-stepping close to the ground. You don't have time to lift your feet up here unless you like train your brain to go every other beat or every other beat, like double time, you know? Or, you know, you're going to do your running man really close to the ground like this. You know, like that. Kind of looks a little silly, but, you know, it takes practice to get good at that. But when you put it together with music, it all fits together. So just know, faster song, shorter strides, shorter steps. Slower song, you get to be more flowy with it. You can have bigger steps, bigger strides, do whatever you want, really. And that's why I dance to a lot of slow stuff. But I also like experimenting to the faster stuff and seeing what it does to my body. Again, this is a hard style. Well, I said it earlier. Some of the origins come from acid house. But generally speaking, in the early days, they did dance to a lot of hard dance music, hard style, techno, trance came along eventually. So I always say this every video: freestyle dance, free expression. You do what you want, you dance what you want. You don't have to pay respect to the culture, although it's good that people do that because this dance is still in its infancy. So if you do that, you know, I applaud you for doing that, because not everyone, I don't see a lot of hardstyle shufflers today. I see a lot of OGs and a lot of people back in the day still dancing to this, but I don't see a lot of like new up and coming shufflers dancing to hardstyle. And for one, it's difficult, it's hard. I am going into my 5th year this year and I'm just now tapping into hardstyle. One, it didn't appeal to me. I like more melodic and like uplifting songs. Not that there isn't uplifting hardstyle songs, I just didn't know that, but I am also learning and growing still and tapping more into this faster, even faster than trance now. And hardstyle is usually it's faster beats and shorter drops. So like usually trance is like, what I've noticed, there's like about a minute drop, which is like perfect for the gram if you're, you know, posting videos. So where hardstyle can be like 30-second drops, but you know, it's hitting a ton of beats. And you know, there's different BPMs with songs and all that, of course. And there's many layers to this that's very deep, but I'll be sending you some information later when you guys watch this about BPMs, and I'll send you a whole playlist that you can practice to, starting from like 80 BPM all the way up to like 150 BPM, just to get an idea. Because once you start to train your brain, and you start to like, well, what's BPM? I always thought in the beginning, I don't need to know that. No, it's actually pretty important if you want to become a dancer, professional dancer nonetheless, and maybe even teach someday. It's good to know BPM so you can train your mind, train your body, and then eventually train others, and it becomes second nature over time. And you might listen to a song and you'll go, oh, that's house music. That's 114 to 120 BPM, you know? Or that's indie music. Indie music is like anywhere from like 100 to like 108 to like 110 BPM. Techno is like 132 to like 135. Trance is like 140, 145, 148, you know, and so on. So, and you can look all this up too on the internet. There's lots of stuff out there, but I have it all in my notes and files ready to send out to you guys, and you'll see. But let's see. Again, you know, you'll get smoother with this over time. Whether you use the slide or the hop, you know, you'll figure it out over time and decide which one fits best for that particular song you're dancing to, and you'll learn to iron it out, make it look crisp eventually. Again, don't lean over too much when you do your running man. Sometimes you want to like really dig in, and that's fine. Like, that's fine. You can do that. Not saying you can't, but just be aware of how you look. Like I like to look prominent, straight up when I do my running man. Okay, and it just makes you look more powerful. It makes you look like a character, more of a character. Okay, but again, don't be afraid to dig in every now and then, and like maybe lean over and see what it does to your style. This is a big one. This took me like 2.5, 3 years. Look up. When you look up at the camera, or look up, you know, sometimes I get it, you might be at a shuffle meet and we all get shy. But the more you work on that, the more of a performer or character it makes you look. And we all want to look confident, right? We all want to look like we know what we're doing. So what looks better, this? You know, or this, looking up? You know, if you said option 2, you're correct, you know. Not that it's bad to look down. Again, I always know there's a side to each option. Like, Sometimes you do got to look down at your feet and look at the tricks and moves you're doing. I get it. But as you could see, you can tell who is like a beginner and who is more advanced when you're able to look up, not just look up, but look left and right and all around while you're doing your dance. That makes you look professional, okay? And if you want to take this somewhere someday and you want to look professional and you want to look like you know what you're doing, right? Gotta look up, okay? You can look down every once in a while, but train yourself to look up at the camera when you're recording, or look at yourself in the mirror, look at the audience. If you have a hat sometimes and you're shy, you can still tip your hat down a little bit like that, and you can still look up, and it gives you a different look. It gives you a whole different feeling, like you're protected. It's like your side view, your side glance is blocked, but you can still see directly in front of you, but it gives you this like whole different, it changes you completely. Because it's kind of like that scarcity, you know, like you're looking straight up, but no one can see that you're looking out. And the same thing when you wear sunglasses. If you're out at a pool party or wherever, you know, or you're walking by this analogy is terrible. Maybe you're walking by a cute guy or girl. You have your glasses on and you happen to like look at them, but they don't know you're looking at them. Same thing when you're wearing a hat or shades for people that are shy, because there is a lot of people, including myself in the beginning, that were very shy. It enables you to look up, and it makes you look more confident. And maybe you're still looking up, but your eyes are looking at the ground, which that they don't know that. They don't need to know that. Sometimes in my videos in the beginning, I'd have glasses on. My head would be up like this, whether my hat was tilted just below my eyes so you couldn't see it, or my sunglasses were on. You didn't know. To you, you think I'm looking straight at you, or you think I'm looking up and out, when really I'm still looking maybe at the floor sometimes with my eyes because I want to see what I'm doing, you know? So I literally just made that analogy up on the spot, but that's really what it is like, you know? So for the people that are watching this that might be a little shy, now you know, like, you know, you can wear a hat or shades or whatever. Let's see. I talked about turning your head left and right. That gives it more of a look. Let's see. It's almost like a cloak, you know, with the wearing glasses or pashmina or a sunglasses or whatever, you know. Stage fright, you know, it is a thing. Being shy on the camera, but you conquer it over time. You get over it over time. Let's see. Have a focal point. So right now, you guys are my focal point. The camera, what I'm looking at, you know, that is my focal point. That's what I'm looking at right now. And, you know, so like when I'm going back and forth, my eye or my head is on you. Okay, you see that? So have a focal point to look at when you're dancing. It makes you look so much better, okay? I talked about bobbing your head earlier. In the beginning I used to do this a lot, like it was bad, to the point where my neck would hurt after a show, like that. Now that's also a type of, you have Melbourne shuffling, and then you have Aus. So AUS is Australia, obviously. Melbourne, Australia is Melbourne, but you know, Australia like as a whole, there was the other style, which is more hard style. Hard stylers tend to bob their heads like this, and they'll also do this, which you might have seen with their arms. And you see how my head is going like this, and it's okay. That is Aus style, which is more hard style. Okay, I'm not teaching hard style. I don't think there's even anybody that really teaches hard style yet. but it was worn mostly with the fat pants, the Jinko or the Janko jeans pants. You had the suspenders that would hang down, and you would go left and right. A lot of it would be like the head bobbing, and I would do that in the beginning, not knowing that until someone let me know that one day and they corrected me. And then I don't have a sore neck anymore from doing that because it hurts. It looks kind of cool, and it's cool to, you know, bob your head to the music. I get it. But see if you can, if you want to be a more smooth shuffler, chill out a little bit. Try not to bob your head. You can try and go front to back with your head like this. Kind of like Michael Jackson when he did the moonwalk and he went like that. I'll do it again. He would go like that with his head. When you do your running man, try and move your head forward and backward if you have to do it at all. You can just have your head on a swivel and don't move it at all, like this, you know. But you can bump it, you can groove with it. And if you want to bob your head too, that's fine, of course. I'm not saying anything's wrong. I'm telling you, for me, my neck was really sore because in the beginning I didn't understand. I was like constantly, it's just, it was, I got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm glad that person reached out and told me that, you know. So again, with the running man, try going this way instead of up and down. Go forwards and backwards like this. So you're kind of sticking your head out and back, and you're kind of connecting it with your chest too. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So we can practice. So go and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. It's every time you go. Every time you come back, the head snaps back. Every time you go up, every time the knee goes up, the head goes out. Okay? Might be a little confusing, and you don't have to do that. I'm just showing you, okay? Something you can do with your head. Again, you know, practice the running man relentlessly until you have the connection down. It will feel effortless eventually, okay? You'll hit the running man so good sometimes that you know you look and feel good. I want to emphasize also that there's a lot you can do with a running man just like the Tstep. I've shown you guys so much already, and we're still not done yet. I got a lot to talk about. You can try to a metronome going slow at first, and if you want to increase the BPMs, you can purchase a metronome. If you don't know what it is, it's one of those little devices that goes like, it clicks. So if you set it to like 80 beats a minute, it'll be like 1, 2, 3. It'll be like click, click, click. You can download these for free on the App Store, or you can go to Google, type in metronome. There's also an app called Tap Tempo, which you can tap to the beat of a song, and it'll tell you right there on the spot how fast that trance track or techno track is. It'll tell you the exact BPM, which is really cool. So this is all going to help you become a better dancer, a better, more like aware of what's going on around you, like with the music that you're listening to, and it all helps you shape. It'll all help shape you into just a very musical individual. Okay. So, Spotify even has metronomes. You can type in metronome on the search bar, or you can type in like metronome, you know, 120 BPM or whatever, or it'll come up with a whole playlist of metronome BPM songs, or sometimes it'll just be like pre-recorded like default sounds. Okay. Moving on, I dance to a lot of slow stuff because one, not only does it feel good, but it also trains me to be smooth and precise, where when you're going fast, there's no time to think, and that's good. I want you to sometimes bump it up and try faster songs, but also practice to slow songs. It's going to make you very precise and smooth. Eventually you can move up to faster beats and music such as techno, trance, and hardstyle, okay? Also, a very huge tip, don't forget to breathe. You know, sometimes you'll get done and you'll just be like, you'll be like winded. Now, yes, this dance is a very like high impact, high intensive dance to begin with, you know, but remember to breathe, and when you get done, yes, you're going to be panting, but you're not going to be like, you should never be like on your knees on the ground, you know, like you should be able to control your breathing, and especially when you're dancing to the slower stuff, you can actually dance longer because you're not going harder, faster, versus dancing to the faster stuff, you're going to be putting out much more energy in a shorter amount of time. So that's natural. And you can build up your stamina over time if you don't stop. If you keep practicing, your stamina builds up. So then eventually you can dance to anything you want for like, we're talking 2-3+ minutes. And I know shufflers, including myself, I can go for like 2 minutes. If it's like a trance song, you just get really good after a while. So. But just got to practice and keep at it. That's really it. So work on breathing. You know, every time you maybe do your running man, you can like breathe out like that. But also that can kind of get your heart rate up. So take nice, long, accentuated breaths like that, you know. You don't have to breathe in every step, but maybe breathe in every other step. Or just, it also depends on the weather and how nice out it is, because if it's nicer out, I can shuffle for way longer, versus if it's hot out, like here in Arizona, it drains you, okay? So just little things to keep in mind. There's something called universal transition point, and I talked about this earlier. UTP, right? When the knee is up right here. We have this in every style of dance, and in everything we do for the running man and the T-step, it is when the knee comes up when you switch, okay? So, an example, T-step, right? Start neutral. So 0 point, and 1, and 2, and 3, okay? That and is the UTP, universal transition point. Same thing for the running man, and you're gonna start to see it click here. So our 0 point, and 1, and 2, and, okay, that every time the knee comes up, in this dance at least, it is the UTP, or the transition point. I'll show you how to combine the two at the end, okay? Takes time to get used to, but once you get it, this transition, it'll really start to take off. I posted a video on my page, on my EMS page, if you go look, about combining the running, when I recorded the video of when I first started to flow, connecting the running man and the T-step. It was actually really beautiful, so go check it out. It's like one of the last few videos. Actually, so next I have a demo running man going into a T-step, so I'm going to do that. And I'll show it at the end again. But so running man, it's gonna look like this. Okay, I'm gonna get a little closer here for the screen. So I'm gonna start in our neutral position. Okay, feet side by side. So you can hop up, and sometimes real quick, you don't always have to hop up. You can hop back or slide back. See how I did that? Like, you don't always have to go. You know, you don't always have to. You can just bring the leg up if you choose, and then slide back. Or if you want to bring it up and hop back, you can see the difference where this foot, you know, the hop back and the kind of a stomp down. Just to throw that out there, because I know I'm going slow right now, and so for the sake of things, I will do it with the hop, and then I'll do it without a hop. So here's what it looks like. Connecting the T-step with the running man, I'm going to go into a 4 count, and then like 5, 6, 7, 8 will be the running man, okay? So, 0 point, and 1, and 2, and 3, and What do you think is next? Running man. See how my knee is set up? Scoot back for you guys so you can see. My knee is set up to go into a running man. So that was what, and 4 I think? Or this is going to be 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, okay? I'm going to do it again. I'll do it without that beginning hop, because I don't want to be confusing anybody. You can literally just start off like this if you want. So, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, okay? Pretty easy. Okay, so now I'm going to do it again with just the slide. I like to make it look more smooth instead of the hop with the running man first. So you can just bring your foot up. So, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4, or that could have been 5, 6, 7, 8. But I think you get the point. So that's how you would transfer from T-step into a running man. So, running man into T-step or T-step into a running man. It doesn't matter. As long as that knee comes up. Running man. You see the difference there? Or you see how it transitions? Another tip, the core, very important. This is used mostly when you want to get like higher knees, I would say, because think about it, when you go to the gym and you work out, you're doing all kinds of different workouts and you're using your core, whether you know it or not. But with the running man, if you actually flex your core a little bit, it helps you to bring your knees up higher, and you can, when you get to that point, you can worry about it then. But just know that like flexing your core a little bit helps bring your knee up and helps you stay nice and tight and keeps everything together. You can, it's literally like a spring. So as you come up, that's when you kind of like, you flex, and it's that. That's when the core kind of like, you kind of snap a little bit, flex on the way up, boom, 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 boom. So it's like flex, flex every time you bring your knee up. And that'll help you get a couple more inches on the height of your running man, okay? What else here? It'll become second nature over time. And when you do get to that point, you'll get to a point where your knees are automatically like 90 degrees or higher, and you don't have to worry about like, oh man, am I ever gonna get there? Like, yeah, you'll get there. You just gotta practice and, you know, use these tips that I'm giving you, like straight posture, you know. The hop is going to help you get, because when you do that hop combined with flexing a little bit, it's going to help that, it's that force that you put into the ground that sends it up, that sends the other side up, you know, and combined with like engaging your core a little bit, it's going to help you a lot more. So, again, I said practice your running man over time. I have a drill for you guys that you can do. See how many times you can get your knees up. Like, see how high you can get your knees up. Like, go easy on you, or on yourself. Like, gotta go easy on the heart, because it's very, that's a lot on your heart, so be careful. See how many times you can get those high knees though, practicing one of your favorite songs or whatever. Like for me, like back at the shuffle meets, the last number I remember getting was like 44. So I did 44 of these high running man. And maybe you want to do just up here. I was trying to do more like up and out, like this. Okay? I was trying to get like that really heavy, intensive running man. That, like, I counted like 44 of those at one point. Helps get your stamina up. Totally drains you, but it makes you look more powerful. I'm gonna get some water after that. So, just keep that in mind. So yeah, it's a little drill for you. I used it, one more thing, I used it to help gauge where I was at as a shuffler at the time, like where my stamina was, and it was just kind of a fun drill we did at the shuffle meet. So, half running man. There is such thing as a half running man. I'm not only teaching you about the running man, but I am throwing a few moves in here so you can add them into your style. So the half running man is basically what it is. It's a half running man. So it's literally, here's the full running man, right? Half running man is going to be very simple. All you're doing is stepping twice, and the back foot it's like you're doing a back T-step twice, so you're going to look like, so you're just bringing this knee up twice. Or if you want to be more chill with it, you can do that, Okay, very easy. Do the other side. Okay, I tend to really bring that back leg in. So just kind of, you can tweak it however you want, but generally it is, you're just stepping down twice with the front. And then you have like a double back, which is same thing. You're just putting more emphasis in the back. So you're just normal running man, front, so you're just stepping twice. Boom, boom, or back, back. So you have like a double back running man, double front running man. It almost kind of looks like a T-step, and that's just because I love doing the T-step so much, I kind of tend to pivot a little bit. So I just thought I would show you that. You can kind of add that into your flow as well. You have the reverse running man, known to some as the jerk or the juke. I have a very easy way to do it. So here's what it looks like. Okay. The cheater way, I want you to go like this. Okay? Get your hips going. Now watch what I do. Versus square, not rocking the hips. Okay? This is it messes with your head. It's a very difficult move in the beginning, but it's good to know. You want to know as many moves as possible when you start going out there and dancing, because the more moves you can show off, the better. That's what people want to see, So use your hips to open up as you step back, and let me show you how to actually do it. Same thing with the running man. You step back, step middle, step back, step middle, and raise your knee. So it's 1, and you can hop with it, kind of. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 5. My intent, my direction is going behind me, not in front of me. So this is where you use the hips. So this is how you cheat to make it look crispy and easy, instead of doing it square like this. Here's square, and you can hop with this, or you can slide. Okay, so do this, or all you're doing is stepping back like this. So watch. Okay, you're gonna look like this. I want you to almost turn your body to the side. Okay, that will help you. Here's the side view. My shoulders are going like that, okay? So that's the reverse running man. All right. So what else? We got arm flow next. So old versus new. Remember what I showed you earlier? Old running man would be like pumping the arms like this. That's kind of like outdated, but you do whatever you want, you know? It all looks good if you can blend it with the music, right? Arms are very essential to the running man. They must, you know, flow opposite arm to opposite leg, as I said earlier, like this. You don't want to do this. It looks awkward, right? It even feels awkward. You want, like, when you're walking naturally, your arms sway opposite, you know. So same thing when you're doing the running man, you want to have alternate arm, alternate leg, like that. Okay. And you'll feel it. So try it out. Otherwise, you know, your rhythm can be off. You can try and make it fit the song. You can make anything fit to the music as long as you make it flow and like it goes with the rhythm. Okay. Also remember, again, freestyle dance. So do whatever makes you feel, you know, comfortable. Another one was like the Cabbage Patch. They would do this, like that. That was another like old. And then the third one that I can remember was like this. Okay. New style, new stuff in today's time. I do something called the arm surf. And you can also, I'll show you that. So the arm surf is like this. You're just taking your arms like this, and you're just waving, kind of like you're riding a surfboard. But I like to turn my running man as you can see. But I like to, you know, just simply put your hand out and just go like that, and go back and forth like that. It's called the arm surf because you're like surfing. Okay. That's something I like to do. Let's see. Another thing is alternate. Another thing you can do is every 4 counts, you want to change your arms. So you don't just want to be doing 4 counts of this, okay? Or 8 counts. You want to be doing, every 4 counts, you want to try and switch it up. So watch what I mean. Like, this is going to look boring, but so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, you want to learn to switch it up I would start with every 6 counts, every 4 to 6 counts. And I know counting probably isn't your strong suit right now. You're not good at like counting or like choreo and all that. Don't worry about it, but just try. Or at the least, switch up. Just remember to switch your arms at least every 8 count. Okay, so for example, I'll do every 6 counts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to let them hang for like 6 counts. 5 and 6. I'm going to go into the arm flow or the arm surf. 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go back and let them hang. 4, 5, 6. I might roll them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I might put them out straight like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go back into a running man like this. 4, 5, 6. Okay, you see what I mean? So learn to switch up your upper body is so important in this dance. Once you get the running man down on the Tstep, you need to really like focus on your arm movements and your upper body and getting that squared away. So use your arms to flow in any way you want. A few concepts that I have that I can give you guys off the top of my head. Pretend like you're playing with like a ball of energy. So like I'll be doing my running man sometimes and I'll like pretend like I get like a ball of energy in my hand. And then maybe I'll look at the camera or like look left and right and I'll throw it, turn around, go back into my running man. Once you start adding these things called concepts into your style, it makes like you're on another level. Okay, you're not just dancing, like you're controlling the music, not the other way around. Another one I like to do, you might see them in my videos, I like to do like kind of like martial arts, like that. So while I'm doing my running man, right? So I'll be doing my running man, and I'll go like up, across, you know, stuff like that, you know. There's another one I call painting. Sometimes I'm like painting like this, like one arm like this, kind of like a paintbrush. But you see how your arm, it makes you more expressive, and I'm like crossing my arm over my chest, like that. I call that like kind of like painting or the paintbrush. So you got like the ball of energy. You can pretend like you have like a ball of energy in your hands, and you can like push it out, pull it in, push it out. You can like throw it, spin, throw the other one, spin back, go into a running man again. What's another one I had? Sometimes I pretend like I'm pulling a rope. So like I'll go like this, and I'll like point, and I'll like act like I throw a lasso, and then I'll be like, sometimes I'll walk with it, and maybe I'll like, you know, or maybe I'll forget that slide. We're not on the slides yet. I'll like running man with the rope. Maybe I'll reverse the rope. Okay. So this is like a huge tip, huge like trick for you guys. Think of different concepts. Write them down in your notes. Practice them when you dance. That way, if you get stuck, you can be like, oh, ball of energy or whatever. Oh, I'll just paint. If I don't know what to do, I'll just, I can just go like this, or I can just do the arm serve. So I want you to write all these concepts down, go to the park and practice them. They'll become more natural over time, and from doing these, you'll think of more concepts. Like sometimes I'll do stuff like this. I'll be doing my running man, and I'll go with the beat. It'll go like do do do. I'll go like do do do, like that. It'll be like boom boom boom, and like maybe I have like a ball of energy in my hand, or I have something in my hand like boom boom boom, and I'll be like, maybe I'll bring it down a little bit, and I'll be like boom, like push it out like that. So it'll be like boom 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 boom. You see? So you'll come up with little things like that, boom boom boom, like push it away, just little things that you think of in your head, or sometimes like you might be like boom boom boom, go around your head, act like you're like tracing or taking a thread, or like one of those pixel whips, and like, think of different concepts to add into your dance. And once you do that, you'll master it. Everything will help make more sense. Because the whole point of dance, right, is to fill in the gaps. It's to fill in every single beat that you can, and it shows how expressive you are. It shows, that you're a dancer. So, moving on to torso, chest. I kind of said earlier about your head. That comes in time, takes a lot, but there's something called a kind of a chest rock or a chest groove. So here's the difference. Just do your running man without much movement, or, well, if you just watch, you'll see. So here's the running man, just nice and straight. Here's the running man with more of like a groovy kind of chest rock or chest bounce, whatever you want to call it. Now you see how I'm not only pivoting at my hips, I'm also turning my shoulders a little bit like this. I'm leading with my left shoulder. Same thing with your shoulder, with your opposite arm, opposite leg. Same thing, opposite shoulder, opposite leg. So watch. So just try this. Try exaggerating it a little bit like this. Like not this, but this. Try digging your shoulder in a little bit. Like that. And then try giving it this type of magic mic, whatever you want to call it, chest type of groove while doing this. So it's going to look like, so you're just going like this while boom, boom. So watch. And sometimes you can do double running man, watch. Or you can do the top, you can do the torso twice on the top. You don't have to pivot it every time. In this sense, it does look good when you keep it same leg, same shoulder, same arm. Because sometimes you can't, let me back up real quick. Sometimes you can do one, you can keep that arm up and then let it hang. Keep the arm up for 2 counts and then let it hang. You know what I'm saying? Same thing for the chest, and when you're rocking like that, you can go 1, 2, switch, 1, 2, switch, 1, 2, switch, and you're just rock. It took me a really long time to get into that habit of just letting the chest flat versus swaying the chest. And you're also moving your running man back. I want you to move your running man like a sprinkler. Or like a windshield wiper, okay? I want you to move back and forth like this. So go like this. Then try adding your shoulders more and getting into the groove. Put on your favorite music. This will help a lot, getting into the groove of it. And just try and you see my head is bobbing a little bit, just slightly, as you can see. But just move in this pattern while chest rocking, as I like to call it. And you'll start to feel that groove. Your feet might even start to cross over sometimes, which is okay. So what I mean by that is you might you might start to and that's fine. You're slightly hopping or sliding as you, so here's square running man. Here's inline running man, inline with your feet. Okay, you see how they're in line? You can't, and then here's more of a sway like this when you start to cross over. So you see the difference? So I like to add in that sway one while I'm doing this. Well, kind of also another thing you can do with your arms, hold that thought. You can it goes with the chest rock while you're doing like this. Popping the elbow out will help you pop your chest, because watch. Every time you do this, it, along with connecting with your chest, it'll help you accentuate that movement, so watch. And you don't want to have your arm up here. You want to have it just below shoulder level, okay? And kind of a 90-degree angle. Sometimes you can have your arm out a little bit, like this. You can still do it like this. Sometimes you can even, remember how I said the arm surf? or the arm surface like this. You can also ride the wave sort of like this, kind of like your arm is outside of a vehicle. So you can kind of go like this and switch. If you did double, it would look like this, but it looks kind of weird. Okay, it looks kind of goofy, but not really, because if you can, when you're flowing to a song, anything goes. So you could do this, and then like branch off and like go like that. But you see how there's so many things. But I'm getting off track. I'm gonna backtrack. So, oh yeah. So first, we'll start with this. So again, you can go like this. So go in that little windshield wiper. You can go like this and switch. And right when you get in the middle is when you start doing it on the other side. So right here. So you can like chest. You can just do this and you don't have to rock, chest rock, or you can do both. You know, okay? So those are things that I've picked up. Little bits and pieces of them are from a couple of dances, but they go really well with Melbourne. So that's why I'm showing you. So trust me when I show you these things. Like it looks soft. It looks really good when you add it to your style. Okay. Again, with the arm movements, where did I leave off? I showed you this. Yeah, just with the chest rock again, you can move this and can like continuation with your chest. Okay. And I think before that, that was about it. But okay, so we're on to drills now. This is a very long class, but as you can see, there's a lot to talk about. Drills, running man in a circle. You can, oh, let me back up. To get that sway effect, highly suggest you can use a water bottle or a crack or in the floor or a line. Oops, I just spilled water. So, put your water bottle down and just do your square running man, okay? Then get your feet in line. You know, look down if you have to. Put your feet in line. And then see if you can cross your right foot on the left side of the water bottle, and then so on. And your feet are going to kind of slide and move to the side. Watch. See how I do that? So every time you pick up, so it's one, and one, and one, and one, or we'll go 1 and 2. So we'll go and 1 and 2, and 1 and 2. It's hard to do it slow. So I'm only showing you guys this because it's not quite Melbourne. Melbourne, you just have a nice square running man. However, I don't like to look square. I like to have a nice, wavy looking, swaying looking running man. So that's why I'm showing you this, because I know you will benefit from it. And everybody I've shown this has asked how to do it or loves the way it looks. So know that you can look square, right? Square, side by side. And then you can have your feet in line, where you go like this, okay, where you're stepping in line. And then you can call it the X running man for now, okay? Where you do the sway. Okay, call it the X running man for now. And that'll give you more of a look. And try doing that windshield wiper, try rocking back and forth with it while you're moving. And it'll give you a whole different look. So there's a lot of layers to this, but you'll have these video lessons forever. You you can keep them and practice them. Okay, so that's one drill. You can try practicing that with the water bottle. Another drill is going clockwise in a circle with the water bottle. I got this from one of my mentors, Francis, which is in Melbourne, Australia. So it's going to look like this. Do the running man, and then when you get to the 12 o'clock, you're going to turn left, because if you're going clockwise, you're going to see what I mean. You have to turn your body. So watch. Boom. See, when I get to the 12, I have to turn my body. Still doing the running man. You're using yourself to push yourself back. When you get to the 6 o'clock, you got to turn left. And then try going counterclockwise. And I'm going to turn my body to the left, going left towards at 12 o'clock, okay? Turning this way, push yourself back. Once you get to the 6 o'clock, turn yourself to the right. So this helps you travel in large spaces or in a circle. Highly recommended you try this. It'll help you big time. You know, do a running man in a straight line and then push yourself forward and backwards. So running man going forward, pretty easy. Try doing your running man and push yourself back. So every time you step down, you are kind of pushing yourself back a little bit, like, okay, that's another drill. Running man going left and right. So with this, you can stay square like this, and you can just inch over, or you can cross your legs over like this. So you can go like this. Can you see how my body is angled right now? Your hips are turned, so you can go like this. Okay? So you can do that. Practice, you want to practice going all directions. Practice, if you're on a plus sign, up and down. Practice going diagonal like this. Practice pushing yourself back. Come back to the middle. Practice the other diagonal. Go back. Practice going forward. Practice going backwards. Practice going left. And practice going right on that control pad, or on that plane, you know. You want to have that intentional shift in your direction. Running man, count how many running mans you can get into a burst of energy, like I said earlier, where you know, go up like this. How many, I'm not going to do it. I'm tired, I've been talking all day. But know your limits, easy on your chest and on your body, on your heart. Try shuffling or running man for 4 counts or so, then switch it up. Do not make your running man look so square, because you'll notice, like, you want to be loose when you dance. You want to look flowy and vibey. You know, you don't want to look square all the time. So again, shuffle for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then try doing T-step for 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and I remembered how to go the other way. To switch to the going the other way, you all know how to do that. You can either do the old school T-step, or you can simply just shift your weight, bring your leg up. With a running man, it'll look like this. Start with the T-step, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. When you bring that knee up, I do 1 running man sometimes like this. So you'll go, and 1, and back to doing the T-step. See how that works? Watch, I'll do it again. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Okay? That's how that would transition another way with the running man. You know, going into the T-step and going back. Record yourself on camera, or watch yourself in the mirror and see what works best for you. The thing is, when you watch yourself in the mirror, versus recording yourself on camera and watching it back. The nice thing is with the mirror, you're watching yourself in real time, so you can correct things in real time, but you're not detached. You need to be detached sometimes and sit back, kind of like, remember when, if any of you were in sports, or you would walk by the locker room and the football team, baseball team, whoever, golf, tennis, cheer, doesn't matter, they'd watch the videos back and see, you know, what they're doing to review. You need to be able to like sit down and think and look what you're doing to reflect back and work out the kinks and the quirks and the awkwardness and the curled fingers and the awkward arms and the flag running man and the bent over too much you know what I'm saying? So you want to record yourself every session. I don't care what anyone says, record yourself, because if you don't record yourself, no one else is going to tell you what to do or how to look, you know? I mean, in the very beginning, people will help you, of course, but there's many layers to this, like I said, and you're the only one who can fix those. You need to see what you look like, you know? That's what taking professional lessons, hi, that's me, is gonna help you do. I'm gonna help you guys, you know, I ask you guys to tag me, so you can send me videos if you want, you know, I'll help you. But always record yourself. You don't have to post every single little thing on Instagram or wherever. Keep it for your own records, put it in a hard drive, whatever. Look at it a year later, come back and look at that and go, wow, I used to look like that. Now I'm like a boss, I'm a pro, you know? If you don't track your progress, kind of like when you go to the gym, we all get lazy, some of us don't take progress pictures, then you don't know how far you've come sometimes. You need to like track your progress, or you need to journal. Journal about your shuffling if that helps, you know? Lastly, let's see here. Let's see here. Oh. Another thing I didn't mention earlier, you know, lead, you can lead with your arms, your hands like this. You know, you can lead with your arms, your hands. Learn to turn your pelvis, or in your hips, like, you know? Okay. The water bottle helps a lot, just dancing around an object. And that's it. That's it for today. So this is a very long lesson, but that's everything that I could possibly think of and that I've learned on my 4.5-year journey. So I want you guys to take this, and whenever you need help, I will timestamp this so you can always come back and watch it, as you will already know by the time you watch this. But yeah, that's it. So thank you for watching, and practice makes perfect, alright? So till then, I will see you guys next time.